Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, DTTV. It's been months since the last upload. Last weekend I had a few hours spare, so I finally got around to stripping out the dash out of the parts car. It's in really good order, it's in good condition. So today's task is to finish off removing the wiring loom. I've done most of it in the engine bay. I've got to drill out two little parts here in order to remove this and then get the ECU out. Once I get that out, I can then start on tracing all the cables and get it all taken out. And the goal today would be brilliant if I can get the wiring loom out of here and installed in the other car, or partly into the other car. And then from there I'm going to remove the sound deadening and include that and put that over. There's some sound deadening on there, and then look to get the carpet in as well. So I don't know how much of that I will achieve today, but I'm going to give it a really good go. It's good to be back working on the car. As I said, I've had a lot of time off because the weather's been shitty, but yeah, anyway, let's put you on time lapse. Let's try and get out this wiring loom. Quick update, as I want to use this car quite a lot on the road, I don't want it to be like a full track car stripped out because it's so uncomfortable. I've got a Clio 172 Cup which is fully stripped out, and to use on the road it's terrible. So I've decided to have the exterior of the car looking like a Super 1600 car, but the interior pretty much stock interior, apart from steering wheel, seats and half cage. I think it should still look pretty good. It just means that I can use it, as I said, more as a road car, because if I don't set it up that way, there's no way I'm going to be able to use it as much as I want to use it. So that's why I'm putting all the stock interior back in, which will be all the head unit, all the fans. The only thing it won't have will be the AC, because I can't run AC because I'm running the supercharger. So yeah, I'm putting all the sound deadening back in. I've noticed there's been a bit of butchery going on with this steering column here where the lock was. So I'm going to replace this whole unit next with the one that was in the car, the parts car. Yeah, and I'm just slowly getting there. One issue I've found is I've gone to refit the airbox where you put the cabin filter, which slides in here. Unfortunately, there should be two screws that go in here, but this has been cut up. So if I just show you, I need a double garage so badly. So there's a cover that goes on there and it should have two screws in it. However, this has been modified, and I'll show you how it's been modified. These two bolts are missing, so it's just been cut out. So the previous owner obviously tried to line it up and took out bits of metal. So unfortunately what that means is it's spot welded on the underside here. I've drilled one out, but there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, still like 12 left to drill out. Then I can slide this panel out and I'll glue it in position on that one in there, and it will give me the two bolts in order to screw the cabin filter box on. I hope you saw that, the camera's at a funny angle. I'm slowly plodding on with the wiring loom. However, it is an absolute nightmare. You saw me take out the ECU. The main interior harness is pretty much out. However, annoyingly, there's some sections that run down the back towards the back of the car, so I need to explore where they go before I transfer it over, because this one that goes to the rear, which I assume will probably be the fuel, I want to take this out through the front and refit that in my car, because I mean, as I said earlier at the start of the video, I'd like to get at least one of the wiring looms across. The other thing I need to do is remove these seats in order to get access to the carpet, and when I take the carpet out I can give it a really good hoover and a steam clean, and then I can also get this other sound deadening out to put in the other car. In terms of the back section, I won't be running the rear seats because I've got the half cage, so the carpet will come up to here, and then what I'll do is I'll investigate maybe getting some matching colour carpet to do the back of the floor pan of mine in here. So I'll just show you. So the carpet will only go up to the edge along there, so I might recarpet this or just leave it white and open for now. The other thing I didn't mention is I've got some, oh, here's that airbox. So this is the airbox. So this time the battery didn't die. I ran out of storage space, but anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, this is the box cover, and there you can see the 2 screws there that will hold this into position. So this will need a good clean up. I might even try and get another one because it's quite marked up, which is a shame, but we'll see how it cleans up. The rest of the wiring womb, it's a new one, wiring loom is undone. These, I think this is the main one for the lights, so I need to track this down and go through all of that. Can I help? Back, littlest boy. Yeah, so I just need to trace that back, because once I get the full wiring loom out, I can clean this up and position it in the project build. So I've just had an absolute nightmare removing one of the looms, the wiring looms, and it's just been a pain in the ass. But anyway, I managed to get it out. However, I didn't quite notice how much of this metal, all of this section here, the previous owner took out of that shell. So I've got nothing to attach the wiring loom to, and all the old earth points, of which there were many. If you look here, none of that metal section, oh, it's all gone. So all of this clip that would clip in places is no longer to go anywhere. The problem I have is there's a lot of earth points, so I'm going to have to create new earth points somewhere. And this won't be too much of an issue, because I can just zip tie these, you know, onto here or something to make it look half decent. The problem is, if I wasn't wanting to do the carpeting of the OEM stuff, which is here, I won't be able to do it, because all of it's just not going to fit. So yeah, that's a bit annoying, to be quite honest. I mean, I'm glad I've got the wiring loom out. I'm now going to reattach all the front sections up here, put all the earth spots in and wire it in as it should be, and then it's at least one of them done for now. So I'm gonna, you'll see me on time lapse now putting that one back in. But yeah, a little bit stressed out about the whole wiring loom thing, but I'll figure it out. It's just I'd like to have been at OEM, but it's not to be, so never mind. We'll figure it out. It doesn't matter too much this back end. I can do that at some point, but if I can get all the front end in all wired up correctly and get that other panel screwed in at the front there, then I can put the loom in and start to get the dash back in, which would be great, because it's beginning to look a lot more like a car than if I can get that far. So let's have a look, see what I can do with all of this, and see what more I can do today, because it's already 3 o'clock. So yeah, let's just keep cracking on and see what I can do. Let's try and get all of this in, and then hopefully that may part of the dash. Right, here we go again, another weekend. So this weekend I'm going to flock my dash. That's right, flock. First of all, I'm just going to do little things. I'm just going to clean that wiring loom end up and then position it where it belongs, in here. I'm going to finish cutting out that bracket which I mentioned previously. I've asked somebody who breaks Pumas for the plate that goes on top of there, because I've removed the AC. I only need the 2 lines for this, not the 4 lines for the AC as well. Yeah, so let's just crack on. Let's get that cleaned up, and then I'll probably look at trying to finish off removing the other wiring loom over. If we can get both of those in today, I'll be happy, and obviously flock the dash. So let's clean that up and get that in first. Now that took a lot longer than I wanted, but that's one wiring loom in. So now we're going to remove, watch out little boy, the headlamps here in order to get the rest of this wiring loom out. And then once this is out, I can give this a good clean up and fit this one as well. Pain in the ass, right, that's good, let's do it. Oh my god, it's out, finally. Oh, look at the state of it. Now I've got to clean it up and put it all back in again. I do not recommend doing a wiring loom. If anyone ever says to you, oh mate, can you just give us a quick hand with my what? Just say no. In fact, even if your mother asks, say no. Horrid. Right, anyway, so I'm now going to clean all this up, start laying it back into the project build shell. There's quite a bit to go through. What's that? I have taken quite a lot of photos to figure out where everything goes, and when I get my racing Puma back from, which is currently my mum's house, on a driveway, when I get that back, if I'm confused as to where any of it goes, I can just compare it to that, because obviously the wiring loom on the racing Puma is the same. So making some good progress. I think I was saying earlier before the battery cut out, this, I couldn't find where this went. It's because the panel's been taken off here. The lad who had the car previously modified some parts of it. So as you can see, the airbox, this whole airbox bracket's not there, and neither it. I gave the plastics a wipe over with just some warm water, and then I dried it off, and then used some, wherever it's gone, pre-wiped degreaser on the surfaces. Applied the glue. It gives you about 30-minute drying time, I think it said on the bottle. I've used probably 2/3 of the bag, if not more. It's really clumpy on here because I put it on really thick, because somebody said to me that if you're not careful you'll get quite a lot of patches on it with it. So as you can see here, it's really thick on there. So when I knock it in a minute, which I'll try and do now, there you go, look. I can try and bang some of that off. There we go. It's actually come out really good. Probably really difficult to see on the camera, but yeah, I'm really happy with it so far. There's a little bit missing there, so I'm just going to touch that in now. Because you don't want, and the good thing is, where it's shiny is obviously where you need to apply more, because that's the glue. So I'll do that now. But other than that, I've got the side panels to do, which I'll do in a minute. I'm really happy with it. I've done the glove box and the fuse box cover. They went on really well as well. Yeah, let me just put a little bit more on, where was it there? It's a bit shiny on the edge there. And then it's just a case of leaving it for 24 hours to dry. So yeah, fingers crossed it comes out pretty well. But so far I'm really happy with it. And yeah, oh, and I don't know if I didn't put a time lapse on it, but just while I've got you on the camera, I've started cleaning up the carpet. I've done half so far. Just need to hoover the other half, but this is in really good condition as well. You can always tell, but it's a good giveaway to see what condition this is in here and there, which is really good. So it's a great carpet to go back in. Plus, with it being black, obviously it'll match the dash now and the other bits. I did pop out the fans. In order to pop them out, you've just got to lever these plastic bits and they slide out. I was going to flock these as well, but I think just leaving those bits plastic is going to look a lot better. So yeah, they'll slide back in here once it's dry. But yeah, really happy with the outcome. Let's finish off those two small end panels and then I'm pretty much there. And then hopefully I can sweep up quite a lot of this flock that's on the table still, and you can reuse that because if it hasn't touched the glue, it's reusable. So I probably wouldn't recommend doing this inside, but to be honest, it's all, you can just hoover it up afterwards, so it's not too bad. But let's finish off that last section there and those end panels. Flocking now, right, it's all done. Looking good, I dare say so myself. Excuse me. Let that dry for 24 hours, blow it all off, see what it looks like. But yeah, it went down really well. So there's a couple of little marks there where it's not quite as taken as much, but I think that'll be okay. But yeah, overall very happy. 109 quid off eBay, the kit. From Flock King, I think it's called. I'll share a link, but yeah, there you go. Really happy.